Asia and the new Vampire Overlords are just around the corner, so you better be on the best emulator on the market, LD Player. LD Player 9 is now available with the smoothest gameplay, the most stable connection, and a ton of tailor-made features just for Epic 7. So before you guys get to checking how many bookmarks you have for Abigail, please do yourself and me a favor by using the links in the description below and in the pinned comment. Start using the best emulator around. Thank you to LD for sponsoring us. Thank you guys for always being cool with these and help supporting me at the same time. And without further ado, let's get back to the video. What's going on, y'all? And welcome back to another Epic 7 video. It's going to be a good week. The patch notes just dropped, or the patch notes summary preview for this week. We're going to cover Abigail, give our first impressions, take a quick look at ML Karin. I have a few thoughts on that. The new 4-star ML. We have the Mediator Karin skin, and we'll also cover anything else they have in the patch notes summary. And on top of that, there is a hunt event this week. In case y'all missed it, it's in those patch notes too. This weekend, make sure you guys farm up. You can also use those points towards the Epic Craft Your Gear events. Last but not least, as always, guys, the box for this week, the password is Vampire, so type that in to get your free leaves and gold. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, y'all. Let's start with the 1-minute summary, then we'll quickly jump into the Abigail first impressions. So let's see what we got here. Epic 7 update 1-minute summary. On the first panel, we got the new hero last piece Karin, new hero Abigail, new side story, and then a world arena schedule information. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Karin looks very good, by the way. We got the new epic skin Mediator Karin, Guild War schedule, Book of Memories for Blood and Roses, and the tutorial improvements, which they talked about in the past. By the way, guys, let me know what y'all think about the Karin skin now that we see the full animations and everything. At first glance, a lot of people I know, at least in my Twitch stream, weren't the biggest fan of his looks because it was kind of, you know, it was more of a low-key update. He still has that kind of the dark outfit, but now I think with the... First off, I really like this, which was surprising to me. But with the animations, I think he looks amazing. We'll show that here in a second here. But let's keep going on. After that, we have the new player check-in event improvements, labyrinth improvements, daily reputation points improvements. Oh, and then the Conqueror's Cup. Hopefully you guys signed up if you're into the Challenger and the Champion ranks. And I will be a part of that, casting, hosting, something like that in the future. All right, let's see here, guys. All right. We have the last piece Karin with her animation. I said this in the when we first saw this, boys. Doesn't that look like kind of looks like a Bleach style animation, but looks very good. My one minor gripe is it seems like we're not going to get any info, at least not right now. Maybe like the other Moonlight characters, especially the Moonlight 5s. Man, she looks good. Sorry. It seems like they're not going to give us any info on MLs, including ML4s now, until they're like about to release, which is kind of a shame. I think a lot of us would have loved to see or expected to see her kit, her overall, you know, her stats and all that right now. But, you know, it is what it is. I think that's the way they're going to do things moving forward, at least it seems like. Next up is Abigail, which we will skip, guys, because we're going to save that. We're going to watch the full video, give our first impression. Let's keep rolling through there. Same thing with the artifact. Side story, we got the RTA season, for those of you that care, is ending on Saturday, so make sure y'all start grinding. Remember, Master's rank, you get that skin. If that's what you're going for, good luck. Anyone else that's pushing higher, good luck as well. Let's watch the animation for this real fast, because I think this one looks super good too. And just in case, guys, I'm going to leave this muted. But look, I think he has a brand new S3 animation, got a new hairstyle. I really like his outfit. I actually don't use Mediator Karin as much as I used to. It seemed like I fight him all the time instead of using him, but I think it looks very good. So make sure y'all lock in that master rank for the Calamities Equilibrium. Next up is the Book of Memories, Blood and Roses, tutorial improvements, new player check-in improvements, which is nice for new players. They get some better stuff here. We get some labyrinth revamps, daily rep. This is really nice for everybody, not just new players. You get to now, if you want to complete more like hunts or things like that, they say here's Hunt, Spirit Altar, Adventure. You don't have to do like other stuff if you want to just get most of your dailies just from that. This is a very nice quality of life change. For if you want to just do a ton of hunts in a day, a ton of Spirit Altar, you get to complete your daily requirements and not have to venture into other areas of the game if you want. So kudos to Smilegate. I like that one a lot. Here's the Conqueror's Cup. Make sure you guys tune in and watch that because you get an exclusive emote as well. Look at this Termia emote. And then the drop rates, which, guys, as always, skip these unless you really need them. Remember, a lot of these are available via the side story. It's better to hoard your bookmarks for the next limited characters, or if you really like units like Abigail, okay? And I think with that, guys, here's the Mystic Rotation. Don't forget also, I mentioned at the start, if you skip through, there's a buff event this weekend, and on top of that, we should be getting a balanced patch preview. Hopefully Moonlight Karin, Twisted Eidolon Karin is on there as well. I was hoping to see some info if he's getting buffed, but I didn't see anything just yet. And last but not least, the coin shop rotation. All right, let's jump straight into the Abigail. Video's locked and loaded. Let's break it down.
Life is pain. Let me end it for you. You should rest now.
We saw this animation before, remember? But it looks really good. Single target.
You seem like a gentle soul. You are, aren't you?
Before leaving Eurasia,
There's Melissa.
Melissa Bloodrose used hers and Conwell's blood to give her beloved little sister Abigail
So she's a
some
sister
of
of
the powers
Melissa.
of a vampire. After the departure of her sister, Abigail's family fell to ruin. One day, as Abigail wandered,
concept art
lost
here.
and toiling through a life of hardship, she crossed paths with the vampire Lord Kain and gained the complete powers of a vampire.
Vampire Lord Kain.
Alongside Kain, she searched for her sister's whereabouts, to no avail.
Have they showed
Until
Kain
one
before,
day she
guys?
caught rumor
That name
of
doesn't ring a
vampire
bell.
in Britannia, who had once been in love with Conwell.
That's Conwell, yeah. Okay, hero introduction. Let's
Abigail-
go ahead and pause and take it from here. Nice little backstory. So she is Melissa's sister, and we're finally, guys, I feel like we're getting ready to jump into Erasure, right? The next episode. So I can't wait to see more vampires. But let's break it down. So we got the Abigail. She's a Aries warrior, the youngest of the Bloodrose family, a sweet, kind-hearted vampire. She has another crit chance imprint. Oh my goodness. Which means, guys, you know, if you do want to play her a lot, then if you're able to, if you can get, I'm not saying to get multiple copies if y'all watch my last video. Remember, on non-limited characters, boys, this is definitely whale territory. But imprint concentration for crit chance is very nice. But let's see your overall kit before we make a call on, you know, stacking a lot of crit and stuff. So a fire warrior, all right, Aries. Oh, and one other thing, guys, 117 base speed, which is quite fast. So skill introduction, we have the skill 3, the Scarlet Garden. That's the big animation we watched earlier. We get 3 souls, 4 turn cooldown after skill enhancement. After dispelling all buffs from the enemy, oh boy, she dispels everything from a single target. Attacks with a field of bloody thorns, inflicting injuries. Injury unit, interesting. Another fire injury. So we just had those big Ilinov buffs. So we have another injury fire unit. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. HP scaling. I'm actually surprised to see that. Just looking at her, I thought she'd be a more offensive style unit. Not to say she can't be offensive, but usually with injury and then HP scaling, she's gonna be more of like a bruiser, right? The severity of injury increases proportional to damage dealt. And then injuries decrease max health. Okay, we know what injury does. But all right, very cool. So Scarlet Garden, let's watch the animation again real fast here.
Damage dealt. Injuries decrease max health of the target by up to 25% every time this skill is
Damage
used.
doesn't look amazing, but that's big injury built. Plus we have, look at that, guys. There's a curse effect, which I'm assuming we're going to see soon. And then we also strip, right? Full dispel.
Skill 2.
All right. Skill 2. This looks to be a passive blood banquet. At the start of the turn, curses the enemy with the highest attack for 1 turn. Very interesting. At the start of the turn, curses. So every turn, she's going to curse whatever unit on the enemy's team has the highest attack. That's like an auto curse. Very, very cool. I'm assuming this is going to be able to land on units like Spectre Tenebria. Stealth units. And then it might swap too, depending on what's buffed or not buffed, right? I think that provides a lot of utility, considering she's not going to be like a giga damage nuke unit. Injury, HP scaling. Now we have a cursed effect as well, plus strips. All right, she's having a lot of utility built into her kit. When the ally in the back row, except for the caster receives lethal damage, consumes 30% of the caster's current health. So she takes 30% of her own health, Abigail does, to grant mortality and vampirism to the target. Can only be activated once every 5 turns. 4 turns after Mola. And this effect does not stack with other passive effects of the same name. Okay, that's interesting. This is really cool, though, guys. So when lethal damage, when a unit is supposed to die, she will consume her health and grant immortality and vampirism to the target for 1 turn. I'm assuming that means if they have unbuffable, though, they just die. Because it seems like it's, they stay alive from the immortality buff. Vampirism, which does 30% of damage dealt as health. Okay, cool.
Blood Banquet.
Kind of like an S2 protection.
At the start of the turn,
See the
curses
animation here real
enemy with
fast.
The highest attack for 1 turn. When
Oh, they're just
ally
showing the
in
curse,
back
okay.
row, except for the caster, receives lethal damage, consumes 30% of the caster's health.
I just want to see the
and vampirism to the target for 1
So there's the vampirism. So she does lose 30%. You see the blood banquet thing proc, and then she gives vampirism and immortality, and he survives.
turn. Vampirism is a buff that heals the caster for 30% of damage dealt. Heroes equipped with the lifesteal set and granted vampirism will benefit from both effects.
Okay, so it stacks with lifesteal set. I'm glad he clarified that, but I would assume, right? I think we would usually assume that it would stack unless stated otherwise. So very cool. I like this a lot, guys. I think so. We have a curse, we have strips, we have injury, HP scaling. We're pretty fast. We're gonna be very tanky. We do sacrifice our own health, but we give this back row unit. So we're like a utility support unit that will injure and then also like enable something squishy to survive and live longer, especially with that vampirism immortality as well. Think of it like a Roz kind of buff, guys, in the back. Instead of a barrier, though, she gives immortality. Let's see here. Next up, we have the skill 1 ambush. Attacks the enemy with the bloodied wings. Increase combat rate of the caster by 15%. Okay, so self 15%. CR push. When used on the caster's turn, so no counters, dual attacks, everything like that, has a 35% chance to activate Might as an extra effect. Damage dealt increases proportional. So HP scaling on everything. And Might will increase combat readiness of all allies by 15%. Not quite what I thought when I saw Might here. It's just an extra CR. It gives CR to your whole team, not just her on ambush. Very cool, though. A lot of utility as well, right? So definitely more of a support style unit, a tanky support unit that can do some damage, but really going to be like enabling for the team and slowly whittling down the enemy team via injury on that skill 3. So interesting kit for sure. And then you can soul burn to make that 100%. Let's see the animation real fast.
Readiness of all allies by 15%.
Okay.
10 soul
Slaps with the wings, and then there's the might.
Chance of might to 100%.
Looks good. Cool. All right, now let's check out the artifact.
Abigail's artifact.
I did see this one, guys, because when I was looking at the 1-minute summary, they showed this, and so I did see this already. But Golden Rose here. When attacking, if the caster's health is 50% or more, let's look at the max one actually. Increases damage dealt by 16% at max level 30, and when health is less than 50%, recovers 30% of damage dealt. So very much like Sigurd's Scythe, right? Very, very similar to Sigurd's Scythe, especially because it's a warrior artifact as well. The key differences, though, are that before or at above 50% health, unlike Sigurd's Scythe, you will automatically get that damage dealt. Where like in Sigurd's Scythe scenario, when you're under 50%, you get an attack boost. So that brings us to the second key difference, and that is this is very good for HP scalers because it'll be just a 16% damage increase, whereas Sigurd's Scythe is obviously going to benefit attack scaling units a little bit more, or a lot of bit more depending on who's using it. And then when you're lower than 50%, you only recover 30% of damage dealt, unlike Sigurd's Scythe's 50% at max. So although they're very similar, there's definitely going to be units that, you know, like I said, non-attack units, HP scaling units, they're going to really like this artifact more. Might have potential like Apocalypse Ravi if you're okay dropping the mitigation and you're on like counter set, for example. Units like Abigail obviously probably will make good use of it, increasing damage. And then whenever you dip lower than 50, remember she also hurts herself when a unit in the back row, or she doesn't hurt herself, but she sacrifices her own health. You guys know what I'm saying. So really cool. I don't like the fact that it's so similar to Sigurd's Scythe, only because I already have like 2, almost 3 max limit break Sigurd's Scythe, and building another one for kind of these minor differences. Minor, but don't get me wrong, guys, could be huge differences depending on who's using it. So I'll obviously probably pick one up and try to max limit break it when I can. It just feels so similar to this Scythe. But yeah, very, very nice artifact for any warrior enthusiasts, especially ones that use HP scaling. Very cool. All right, guys, I think that's about it. I don't want to say too much on her yet because her kit is very... Oh, hold on. Let's see the lobby animation real fast. Don't they usually show it here at the end? Yeah.
Players will be able to meet Abigail through the Drop Rate Up banner starting June 1st.
I like that. That's really cool. And then she shakes it off like she doesn't. She's trying not to go full evil. And she's holding a little pet. Very cool. Now, guys, normally I'm not in, you know, I'm not the biggest fan, I should say it like that, of these style of units. But I think with her kit and just the whole vampire thing, I'm an Abigail fan. I'm not afraid to say it right now. All right, I'll let this play out here, and let's just talk real quick. Yeah, I don't want to make any calls yet on how good she's going to be. She might be able to be used as like an aggro cleave anchor given her fast speed, but obviously she's really showing to be strong for maybe like standard to bruiser to tanky players, given the fact that she's HP scaling and can support certain squishier units like they're showing here in, who's that? Remnant Violet. So overall, I think I really, really like her kit. In terms of how good she'll be in the meta, I'm not sure. I think the fire type might hurt her slightly, as fire units have just been kind of struggling lately. But overall, I'm a fan. I'm definitely gonna pull her, so I'll test her. Let me know what you guys think. She's not the most exciting, but I think with the curse, with the dispel, with the injury, with the protection, I think she brings a lot of unique stuff to the table, and I'm glad Smilegate is trying these kind of archetypes out instead of, you know, just ham-fisting more, extra turns, ignore soul burn, giga damage, or on the other end as well, like your typical perfect style bruiser that just does a ton of damage, doesn't die, etc. So I like it. I'm glad we have units like this, and I can't wait to test Abigail. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.